So over the past month, there's been a lot of discussion regarding SNAP benefits, specifically coming today. What's going to happen with the November issuance of SNAP benefits? Because right now what we're hearing is millions of Americans will be cut off entirely of their SNAP benefits. Well, look at this. It says SNAP benefits set to lapse this weekend as government shutdown stretches into day 31. Today's October 31st, meaning today's the final day of October. Tomorrow, November 1st, would become the first issuance of SNAP benefits. But some people could see delays. Now, I want to be very clear on a couple things. First off, there's a judge that's talking about stopping this. Okay, I want to show you this really quick. Look at this. It says judge indicates she'll intervene and fight over SNAP food assistance money. I want to read a little of this to you. It says a federal judge in Boston indicated Thursday that she will intervene in a high-stakes fight over the Trump administration's decision to not tap into billions of dollars in emergency funds to help cover food stamp benefits for tens of millions of Americans in November. It says, right now, Congress has put money in an emergency fund for an emergency, and it's hard for me to understand how this isn't an emergency when there's no money and a lot of people are needing their SNAP benefits. Okay, here's the thing that you need to really understand. Just because it's November 1st does not mean that's when all states are going to issue their funding. And if you are currently on SNAP benefits, you probably know this already, that your benefits may not come on the 1st of the month. You may get paid as late as like the 23rd or 24th. Okay? Listen to this. This is just some of the dates that certain states pay out benefits. For instance, Alabama, their range is anywhere between the 4th and the 23rd of the month. Alaska, it's all on the 1st of the month. So come tomorrow, people in Alaska, if things are currently where they're at, you would not receive benefits. Arizona, it's between the 1st and the 13th. Arkansas, between the 4th and the 13th. California, between the 1st and the 10th. Delaware, between the 2nd and the 23rd. Georgia, between the 5th and 23rd. Hawaii, between the 3rd and the 5th of the month. Illinois, between the 1st and the 20th. North Carolina, between the 3rd and the 21st. South Dakota is all on the 10th of every month. And that's New York between the 1st and the 9th, but that's based off their case number. Okay, the last digit of their case number. All right? I do want to show you something else, though. Because even though the federal government may not actually use some of the emergency funds to pay for benefits, some states are going to help. And this is why it's a very big deal. Based off what we're hearing, the federal government may wait to use those emergency funds until after certain states cover their benefits. Look at this. It says which states will provide SNAP benefits amid shutdown. It says Connecticut. The state will spend $3 million to partially supplement SNAP benefits according to the WHSU, but the allocation isn't anywhere near the $72 million a month Connecticut receives from the federal government. So yes, they're going to help out, but it's a very small amount. It says right here in Louisiana, nearly 1 in 5 residents receive SNAP benefits in Louisiana. Lawmakers authorized $150 million in state funding Wednesday to help avoid Saturday's expected interruption. Okay, that's huge. $150 million. New Mexico. Governor Michelle Grisham announced Wednesday that her state will provide $30 million in emergency food assistance to residents through EBT cards, backfilling SNAP benefits temporarily. In New Mexico, 21% of the population relies on SNAP. Yeah, that's huge. Vermont, Republican Governor Phil Scott and Democratic legislative leaders approved using $6.3 million in state funds to cover 15 days of SNAP benefits and provide $250,000 to food banks. The legislature had previously put $50 million aside for such emergencies. Okay, great. Rhode Island, the state says it will funnel reserve federal welfare funds directly into the debit card issued to people who buy groceries with SNAP. In New York, Governor Kathy Hochul is trying to direct $30 million in state funds to cover food assistance. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo is seeking $30 million to fund food benefits. In Hawaii, lawmakers set aside $100 million to help low-income families with housing and utility payments to offset the loss of SNAP benefits. Okay, so right now, what's happening is states are trying to do what they can to help out residents. That's big. But as this is happening, keep in mind there are bills in Congress that do have support. They just need to be voted on. Look at this. It says Chuck Schumer says Democrats would vote for Senator Josh Hawley's SNAP bill. He said they would gladly vote for that. Look at this. So Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said Wednesday that Democrats would vote for Senator Josh Hawley's bill to fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program amid the government shutdown. It says today, tomorrow, if John Thune would put it on the floor, it would pass overwhelmingly. Okay, well, here's what I can tell you. It says Hawley's bill, the Keep SNAP Funded Act of 2025, would fund the program until the shutdown ends. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, which administers the program, has warned that starting Saturday, millions of low-income people will not receive SNAP. It says the bill has 10 Republican co-sponsors, Senator James Langford, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Marsha Blackburn, Bernie Moreno, Kevin Kramer, Bill Cassidy, Katie Britt, John Husted, and John Cornyn. Those are all 10 Republican co-sponsors of Senator Josh Hawley's bill. Now, if this does get voted on, I think this passes. Okay? Here's the other one you may not have heard of. Look at this one. It says, Democrats launch alternative bill to SNAP funding. It says right here, the legislation led by Senator Ben Ray Lujan could draw Democratic support away from rival bipartisan plan by Senator Josh Hawley, which pushes USDA and the Treasury Department to fully fund November benefits until the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, the nation's largest anti-hunger initiative. Okay. Essentially what this is doing, the same thing. It's just a Democratic version of Republican Senator Josh Hawley's bill. That's all it is. All they're trying to do is keep SNAP funded until the federal government can actually reopen. That's it. Okay? Now, where do we go from here? Well, here's the thing. Some believe President Trump is not going to let millions of low-income earners go hungry, that they are going to receive their benefit. However, what we've heard over the past couple weeks is that Republicans want to see what states are willing to do, what states could do. Because right now, and then SNAP benefits or just food assistance in general is covered by the federal government. The money is given to the states and the states distribute that money. Well, the federal government wants to put more responsibility over on the states. This is one way that the federal government is able to see what states are able to do, what they are capable of. And that right there could dictate where SNAP goes in the future. Okay? So as of right now, the expectation is there's going to be delays. I don't think SNAP benefits gets fully suspended. I believe every single person that is struggling to put food on the table obviously needs the help, which is great that this program's out there. But here's the thing. We are going to see delays no matter what. Based off what we've heard out of multiple states is that there will be delays. Okay, look at this right here. I want to read this to you. SNAP benefit delays. It says dig deeper. Delays in benefits are nearly certain for most beneficiaries whose debit cards are replenished early in the month. Even in states that are planning to pay for benefits, or if a judge orders the federal government to load the cards immediately. It says in California, for instance, there will be a 1-day delay in benefits available for every day after October 23rd that the process of putting money on cards hasn't begun. That means that if a judge orders a program to continue on Thursday, which was yesterday, the first cards would likely not be ready until around November 10th. That's a huge issue. Okay? That's a huge issue, especially if you currently are receiving benefits between like the 1st and the 10th. That means your benefits would be delayed. But if you don't receive benefits until, let's say, the 23rd, or for instance in California, they get benefits between the 1st and the 10th based off their case number, the last digit of their case number. But the interesting thing is, in a state like Illinois or Louisiana, or North Carolina or even Texas, who pays out between the 1st and the 28th, what if your benefits only get paid on the 25th or the 23rd of the month? If the federal judge comes out and says, no, you have to use the emergency funds today, that means your benefits, you actually don't see any delay. That's the good news there. So that's kind of where we're at this point. As soon as we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get it. But as of today, that is what we know. There is still a lot of pressure that the SNAP benefits will be going out. So good news there. But I promise tomorrow morning, we will have for sure answers on this. And I will keep you updated with everything that we learn over the next 24 hours. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.